Have you ever been sorry? Yes, I've been sorry many times because I make a lot of mistakes. So do you. And we all know how to make an apology. It's quite simple. You can tell that I'm sorry, I will not do it again. But how about forgiving somebody? Have you ever learned that before? No. So in this lesson with Let's Talk, you're going to learn how to forgive somebody. I'm going to tell you some useful phrases that you can use if you want to forgive any of your friend. And surely this will help you bond better with your loved ones and your dear ones. We all make mistakes. It's good to forgive. Starting with the first one. It doesn't matter. This is a phrase which is very simple and can be used for a situation which is not so serious, where the mistake is not so serious. And also, no problem, it's fine. Please don't mention it. No worries. All these phrases can be used in a not so serious situation. On that note, let me give you a situation. So, last week I went to a restaurant for dinner and the chef added a bit too much salt in my dish. Of course, I called for the waiters and I told them that, there's just a bit too much salt in my dish. And they said, ma'am, we'll just call for the chef. So the chef came and he apologized personally to me and he said, ma'am, I'm really sorry for it. What did I tell him? I told him, it doesn't matter. Please don't mention it. The same way, if you face any such situation, please feel free to use any of these phrases because they can be used in a situation which is not very serious. Moving on to the next phrases. Please don't let it happen again. This sounds really serious to me. So we are talking about a mistake that should not be repeated again. Again here means to repeat. And we are talking about a mistake which should not be repeated from the word don't. Right. So if your good friend with whom you share many of your sweet little secrets, that friend of yours shares your secrets with other people, how will you feel that? And you find out about it, of course you will speak to her and tell her that, why did you share? And she will apologize. What can you tell her in that situation? Please don't let it happen again. Of course, because I'm sure you do not want that to happen again, right? Moving on to the next phrase. You should be, but I forgive you. This is a phrase that can be used in a very formal circumstance. Sometimes informal too, but mostly formal and very serious. You're a part of a meeting and one of your good friends presents all your ideas that you were going to present in that meeting. How will you react? Obviously, you'll be shocked and you would not like it. So you would speak to him and you'll tell him that, why did you do that? He'll probably apologize for it if he's really sorry. And he would tell you that, I'm really sorry, please forgive me. In such a situation, you can always say you should be because that was a really serious mistake. So you can say you should be, which means that it was a very serious mistake. You should be, but I forgive you. So this means that now you have forgiven that person and you're friends again. If you want, you can also add, please don't let it happen again, right? Moving on to the last two. This one here, apology accepted, is mostly used in written letters or, any written form. And also this is very formal. You'll probably want to use it in your office or, for any business letters. The last one here. You couldn't help it. This one means that you did not have another option. So, my friend, who's a really good singer, he's a lead singer for one of the bands, and they present at certain clubs and restaurant bars. And one of these nights, he was supposed to be present at the event, but due to some medical emergency, he could not just turn up. So at that time, obviously he was very sorry about it, and when he saw the other members of his band again and he told them, I'm really sorry about that night, they told him, you couldn't help it because you didn't have another option. You had to be at the hospital at that time. You couldn't be present in the restaurant bar or at the club. Right, with these I feel that now you know enough ways of forgiving someone, so please don't wait and go and forgive that friend of yours and get back to him or her. Now that we've already looked at the phrases to forgive somebody, now we are going to look at the golden rules for apologizing. The first rule is to express remorse. What do we mean by remorse? Remorse means to be sorry. So you should always start an apology by saying, I'm sorry. The second rule is to admit responsibility. You should never blame your faults on anyone else. If you've made a mistake, you should say that it's my mistake and I'm the one who's going to make changes. So the third rule is to make changes. So the person here in the presentation who copied your ideas, the same person should make changes in their behavior that can be seen. This is a perfect apology. And the fourth rule is to promise that it will never happen again. Now that you've already learned some phrases for forgiving and some golden rules for apologizing, it's a perfect mix. Please go and forgive that friend of yours and do not hold any bitterness against them. Go and be with them again. This is Michelle and I'm signing off for the day. Thank you so much for your precious time. I hope to see you again with a new lesson next time. Take care. Bye-bye.